Fighting is intimate. To bear yourself to opposition. To take what you are in the most visceral way. To preserve against terrible odds. To learn your foe in ways many never will. To be naked. Unarmored defense is a pretty common feat, given for free to both the monk and barbarian class at level 1. While a character with unarmored defense is not wearing armor, meaning simple clothing, fancy clothes, or, yes, naked, their armor class is 10 plus their dexterity modifier plus their constitution modifier. The barbarian version of the feat mentions that this works even if you have a shield, which can be plus 2 to your armor. Though a shield takes a hand, so you have to use your weapon one-handed, 1d8 damage instead of 110. The monk version does not work with a shield. So there's no plus 2, and the monk weapon use is already somewhat limited. But monks have magical fists. Win some, lose some. Really, unarmored defense is mostly useful in saving money. The fighter, the bard, the rogue, one fight in with a rust monster, and everyone's emptying their coin purse to try and restock. But with unarmored defense, one of the biggest costs, armor, doesn't apply to that player. It also doesn't apply to wizards, sorcerers, or warlocks, since they don't tend to use metal armor or weapons. And if they do, it's usually a warlock with Pact of the Blade, and magical weapons resist the rust monster's rusting effect. They've got spell components, though, constantly burning money in the form of consumed spell components, like gem chalk. I know unarmored defense isn't exactly exciting, but on my most recent reread of the player's handbook, I found myself thinking of interesting ways to combine classes, and unarmored defense was facilitating most of these combinations. The least competitive one I enjoyed was the Ranger Monk. Super easy to justify within lore or story, but not exactly a combo that gives either of them too much to work with. Druid's dislike of metal armor means having access to unarmored means they don't fall behind as quickly in terms of AC. Plus, unarmored defense and wild shape work so well together that I kept finding builds online just with one Google search. Quick explanation for how it works together. When you use your wild shape, your strength, dexterity, constitution, movement speeds, and armor class become that of the transformed creature. You keep your feats though, which includes unarmored defense, meaning you calculate the shape's unarmored defense, 10 plus its dexterity modifier, plus its constitution modifier, and compare it to the creature's armor class. Your armor class becomes whichever one is higher. I went through the books to find beasts that could be used by a druid to compare the results. Really, it was a coin toss which was better. Sometimes it was +1, +2, other times it was -1, -2. It doesn't seem like the most competitive build, but it still seems like a fun dual class. I kinda wish that this had a big finale to it. Some grand idea that would encourage everyone to do something. Wait, no, I've got it. Bard plus Barbarian combo can fight naked. Takes a whole new dimension to the horny bard. Rock out with your penis out. I didn't want to swear.